quick audio test, guys. Right, guys, audio is working, so just without further ado, let's just get this stream up and running with my audio. Just going over here to check. We're doing 3 legs today, legs 6, 7, and 8. So we're going from Wheeler to Kanohe Bay, I don't know. Then onwards to Kapolei before finishing our stream out in Honolulu today. Right, just getting everything ready, and then we can get started. So for now, I'm gonna say go to the default active runway at this airport, where I'm just looking for the cable that plugs my yoke in. I should have done this earlier. I think someone just fell down. Yeah, it's my phone. Okay, great. Is that it? Nope. That's not my yoke. Why didn't I plug this in before I started the stream? I've got too many cables around here. This is just silly. I'm just looking for one USB. It's great. Well, there we go, guys. That is my yoke finally plugged in. We go. This is spawning now. So I'll go to. Well, hopefully now I've written a flight plan. It will put the flight plan. Yes, it has. Cool. It's put the flight plan into Active Sky, which is what I want. So I don't know what we're gonna have. Cruise speed's gonna be 200 or something like that. We'll wait and see what that gets us. So look at home and then briefing. So this flight should take us about 4.5 minutes apparently. Interesting. Look at a map to see whether we've got any clouds to deal with. Oh, looks like it might be a bit cloudy. Or am I over? Oh, I'm still over the UK. Want to wait for this to load in. I'll head back to my aircraft. Here it is. Very short route for us today. It doesn't look like we have any clouds or anything really to deal with. We'll have a look at current position. We have QNH 1016, 300 at 6 knots the wind, and a lovely temperature 20 degrees. That's nice. Nice and warm. So, and we have very little in the way of clouds. Lovely. So we're spawned in on this runway, which I'm guessing is the right runway for us, hopefully. Cool. So we'll start a flying club flight on here, and then get underway, I guess. So get our GPS up. I'm pressing the wrong button. That's way helpful, isn't it? Very helpful. And I have now got my third monitor working. Woohoo. So that's nice. And how about you guys see my GPS? Maybe. Let's try that. So, is it a window I could get working? Actually, I don't need a GPS, I forget. I don't need a GPS, as If I remove this, we should see bean overlay working. Yes. Now I've updated the settings in terms of how often it updates. I'm hoping that will solve our problem of, it's updating quite slowly. Right, move it up to the right place. Cool. Request taxi, depart straight out probably. Oh, wait, that's a bit silly of me. I need to actually follow the aircraft first. Go flaps 1. So it doesn't look like we have any weather really at all in our area. So it looks like it'll be straight up to 6,000-ish and then just sort of stay there. So we're currently at, well, I'll select B and that will tune our altimeter. We are at 840 feet apparently with the altimeter set to 30.00. Let's have a check at that. Yes, correct. With that set, let's go up to about 6,000. Altitude, and then leave it at that for now. Parting straight out. Yeah, the new monitor should do good for me, so get to see that. Yep, looks like this is good. Where are we meant to go? Are we on the wrong runway? Yep, the game loaded us in on the wrong runway. Congratulations, game. This is what I thought it might do with Active Sky. It would load us in using default weather and then realise, hang on a minute, there's Active Sky, and then change its mind. But never mind, we can just click Go to Airport, select PHHI, and then select runway 6, and that will get us straight over there. I had a feeling it might do that. But sadly this airport didn't have any stands. Oh, wait, I selected the wrong runway, the wrong airport. Oh, that's so dumb. I selected the wrong runway after all of that. Runway 24, there. Oh, that's so dumb. Right, come on. That's better. Right, let's reset our QNH thing, make sure it's correct. Cool. Yes, that's now correct. Alright, I know what I'm doing, sort of. Cool. Make sure our fuel's good, yeah, 55%. Straight out here today, it's pretty simple. Right, just request takeoff clearance straight away, really. We're already on the runway, so it doesn't really matter. And we're only 14 miles from our destination airport. Right, clear for takeoff. Full power. Start my clock. Now I'm hoping, yes, that's better. Our information's updating properly. Well, this plane will get blown around a lot in the wind, obviously it being a very light plane. But I am expecting us to be okay. Yeah, that's better. Our altitude is now updating properly, unlike just every now and then. So I'm expecting we might get blown around a bit. This thing being so small. Right, gears coming up. And flaps are coming down. Right, let's turn ourselves to the left so we can get in line with our proper approach. Going a bit too crazy on the vertical speed there. So we'll assign a vertical speed autopilot. Those apparently doing almost nothing. There are 800 feet per minute, we should be pretty good. So let's just make our way up. Yeah, the altitude thing is now updating good. And we'll readjust the QNH every time we get told. Whoa, we are going to get turbulence. Obviously, there's not too many clouds in this area, which is rather nice. So we shouldn't have much of an issue with clouds. Right. I think we can just manage 5,000 feet, honestly. What altitude's our next airport at? There's no terrain between here and the next airport. Oh, it's an altitude of 17. Okay, just set 4,000 then. I thought it might have been a bit of a high altitude like that last one, but nope, we're good.
You're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Well, obviously we are being knocked around a little bit here. We don't need to tune Honolulu departure. We'll go straight over to our next airport, which is, where are we flying? PHNG. There you go, Kahone Bay. Or however you pronounce it. Right, tune tower, request full stop landing.
Beach, Oscar, Echo, Mike, Alpha Delta, 13 miles west to land. Beach, Oscar, Echo, Mike, Alpha Delta.
Altimeter 299
Runway
22. No, 299. So I've...
Flight right, traffic, runway 22.
Runway 22 is we're planning for, okay. We have got an NDB approach, we'll just stick to normal. So, runway 22, that's, I believe, yeah, facing completely the wrong direction to us. We'll make to the left of the airport, as that is, in a more preferred way. Yeah, I'm glad the altitude thing's updating, you know, nice now. So obviously we might end up with some turbulence, that's expected. But apart from that, I think we should be okay in terms of our plane. Look at this, it's nice actually. So we're doing 3 legs today. We've got this one, which is 15 miles. The next one's 20, and then the one after that is 10. So we're doing 3 legs today. We're fitting into today's stream. Not bad. Not bad at all. Obviously, as I said, we are going to get jolted around a fair bit. Also, I can't wait. Saturday morning, we are taking the 737-900 from Vancouver to Juneau. I'm pretty sure you pronounce it Juneau. I've gone on Translate. Also, I had a, you know, like Noel Phillips. If you watch him, he does like travel reviews and stuff. Recommend you check that channel out, by the way. Flew there a couple of weeks ago, so I'm quite lucky about that. So I'm pretty sure it's called Juneau. We're flying there. It's about 700 miles from Vancouver. So it's quite fun, and Thursday afternoon we are continuing on from Brussels in Europe. Obviously we're sticking with like a US flying route and a Europe sort of flying. Obviously last time we were in Europe we landed in Brussels, so we were taking off, apart from Edinburgh to Reykjavik, that was a bit of an odd one. So we're going from Brussels to Krakow in the Ryanair 737-800. So we're flying the Ryanair, no, we're flying 737 all week. Got a Dash 800 and a Dash 900. So I've never flown the Dash 900, so you know, obviously it's the longest of the variants of 737, so it should be pretty fun. Right, that looks like our airport, so let's go ahead and disable our autopilot. I know it's a bit early, but why not? So we're using the altimeter that we got given, and when we take off, we'll use a different altimeter. The way you get the latest altimeter in these default planes in FSX, you press B on the keyboard, and that updates the altimeter for you. But yeah, I'm enjoying the third monitor. It's very useful. Even for VFR flying, it's useful to have 3 monitors, let alone the other method of flying, you know, the more main method of flying. So it's pretty cool. Looks like a pretty big airport, this. Weather report from Active Sky. Altimeter is currently 2996. Although we're going to be using, as I said, the altimeter that ATC have given us until further notice, and there doesn't look to be many clouds as we can see. Wind 010 at 6 knots, so very, very little wind or anything like that. Right, we're passing by the runway now, so we want to turn to the right in a bit and then loop round to land. That's our aim.
Mike Alpha Delta.
There we are.
Land, runway 22.
We've been cleared to land. So we'll turn to the left slightly and then bank it round right to make our approach. Let's just do that now. We're at about 1800 feet, so we're okay for height currently. Hopefully we can get some good landings in there. I'm hoping you guys are liking the better, the better overlay with the less laggy updates. That should be good. Right, trying to turn here, but it is actually quite difficult because I think maybe it didn't bank quite enough. Oh, never mind, we're okay. Right, gears coming out. Oh, I accidentally pressed the space bar to move the camera, and we'll go flaps full to try and slow ourselves down because maybe I could have continued on a little bit further there before deciding to bank. If I want to try and get the flight done quickly. Because we've got 3 flights to be getting on with today. It's a pretty nice runway, actually. It's a nice, standard sort of runway. It's not like one of those thinner runways you sometimes get at these smaller airports. Obviously, we've got a tower. I can see a little terminal building as well. So it's not actually too bad, this runway. It's in the middle of an island by the looks of it. It's a little own separate bit. I guess that's why it's called Cahoone Bay. It's a bay. Oh, come on, touchdown. -253, that's not bad. This thing gets blown away once it's on the ground. Right, let's try and slow this thing down. Right, there's 40 knots-ish. Stop the clock there, 8 minutes 30, not bad. Right, slow down.
Alpha Delta, turn next taxiway.
Cool. Hello and welcome everyone to Cahoone? I don't know. I'm really bad at Hawaiian pronunciations, just saying. It's one of the things you have to put up with doing a Hawaiian tour. my Hawaiian pronunciation could be better. I wouldn't expect it to be very good. So, well. Right, we're down on the ground after 22 nautical miles of flying. Not bad, obviously it was a little bit extended both on both ends this flight. Right, exit runway, I think we'll exit right, because it looks like more of an apron this way. Don't think it really matters. Well, they've got a different ground frequency, really. No, it's the same ground frequency. I was going to say, there's no way they have a different one. Right. Police, they actually have a parking stand. And they don't just say taxi. If they say taxi to fuel, cool. They actually have proper parking. That's cool. So acknowledge that doesn't look like there's any traffic on the ground here, even though they have all of this, which I'm quite surprised about. So we'll taxi over to our gate now, which by the looks of it is a fuel stand. Great. Yet they haven't got any parking here that isn't for fueling purposes. And obviously I don't want to get refueled, so we'll just park up here, I guess. Oh well, it's a bit unfortunate, but whatever. So they say, I mean in this case they even said taxi to parking, and it wasn't parking. Cool. Right, we're parked up now. Stop recording on here. That is, there you go, Hawaiian flight number 6. And before we set off on our next flight, let's set up, what's it called? Set up the overlay. So go from PHNG down to PHGR. PHJR. Capole. Yes. Get rid of that. And back. Cool. That's now on here. Right, let's go to our flight planner. So going from PHNG down to PHJR. Go direct. 6,000 feet should be good. But yeah, 18 miles this leg. Right, okay to that. Cool. And there we are. So next step now, we'll align the altimeter. So press B New altimeter 29097. By the looks of it, no real terrain, so we should be good here. So 4,000 I'm thinking will be good. Let's have a look at our landing. Altitude, it's 30, so 4,000 will be enough because there's no massive terrain issues here. So select flaps 1, start Flying Club flight, and let's get underway for yet another flight. So depart straight out, I guess. It's easiest to do. Runway 4 we're taxiing into. Right, control and E to get our engines fired up. And onwards to our next. Onwards to our next flight. So it should be pretty good here on this flight. This is now what, leg 7 I think of our Hawaiian tour. Hope you guys are enjoying these streams. I like them, certainly. These little hour streams we do, hour-long streams. So we'll taxi all down to the bottom, down to the end of runway 4. So despite landing on 22, they've decided to give us runway 4 this time. Right. Should we take off from here? You know what? I don't think that's enough somehow. That's not enough distance, so we'll keep on going. We'll backtrack down this side of the runway because it's a bit easier. I don't get why they give us that other taxi instruction because it's such a short, it's such a small airport. There's not a single thing on the ground, so it's a bit pointless. Just waiting around. So let's get ourselves over to the holding point that they want us to go to. Off the side of the runway by here. Little drift. We're drifting a plane, or at least it feels like we're drifting it. Definitely does feel like you're drifting it when you do that. It's quite funny. So we'll set latest altimeter just before we take off as well, to try and get some extra opportunity in there. Altimeter by the looks of it is still 29097, which is being confirmed hopefully by being confirmed by Active Sky. Altimeter down in our landing destination is also 29097. Wind variable at 3 knots, so no wind really. Wind here is 360 at 5 knots. So got 5 knot winds. Nah, not much is it? So let's get underway again, I guess. So we'll park it up on the runway. We've been cleared for takeoff. Up to a lot of power. And then floor it, start the clock. On we go to our next destination. Oh, this thing is blowing all over the place. It's only 5 knot wind. And they're in our direction as well. Not great. Right, there's 100 knots. Let's get off the ground. I'm going to do a full turn now as well. Great. Gears coming up. And after this little hop, we've got to head over to Honolulu, which is cool. We've gone over here, explored the airport. It's called the little island, then we're heading back, so set us to a vertical speed of 800, let it get on with it. while I turn our plane around. I love the water textures over here in Hawaii. Oh, they're nice. They're good. Right, let's start turning our plane round. Fortunately, none of the runways today have really been in our favour. Sadly. So I'll start turning around, there you go. Now I can leave it out here now. Try and follow our standard route, doesn't look too high. I'd say we're okay. 17 nautical miles over to whatever it's called. I've actually forgotten where we're going. Forgotten what the airport's called. All I know is it's Papa Hotel Juliet Romeo. I don't know what it's actually called in terms of its name. Oh well. Okay, we're leaving their airspace now. Right. Looking like we are a little bit too low for this. Right, PHJR. Calais. I don't know, I can't pronounce. John Rogers Field. Let's just call it by its English name. Can't pronounce it. Right, we'll try and turn over here because it looks like we might get a bit of a better chance of getting over it. I'll try and pitch ourselves up a little bit. Right, request full stop landing. Kalealoa. Is that what it's called? Is that what he said? Kalealoa, I think. Come on! Oh, I just messed up the plane. I think I got us over it though. Got us over that. Right, altimeter 299 at 8. Let's just set that. New. Yeah, that was a bit oops. That wasn't good. Trying to get ourselves over that mountain there. I didn't think the mountain would be that bad. Right, we're 14 miles out. Right, we're going to be rocked around a bit here, I think. Let's just go to 3,500 as I think we'll be okay. At 3,500. Don't really need to go any higher, do we? Runway 29er. So the runway's pretty good. It's not totally in our favour, but it's pretty good. So we're going to get bumped around by turbulence. This looks a bit like our airport, maybe. We've just been cleared to land as well. That's definitely not runway 29er, though. That's totally the wrong heading. 29er's like this direction. But I'm moving the mouse, looking for a runway in that direction. So, oh, maybe it's that runway there. That one. That smaller one. They have two. I think it is, anyway. We'll try that. As far as they're giving us landing clearance 10 miles out. It's like... Right, is that Honolulu Airport there? I think it might be. That's where we're going later. Seems a bit silly thinking about it if that is Honolulu Airport, which would make sense. Why we're not just going straight there? Why do we have to go over here first? Doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. It's a bit of a waste of time. Guess, you know, may as well get an extra leg in there. You know, a bit, even though it's a bit silly. Right, I think that's runway 29er there. It must be runway 29er, even though it seems unlikely. They haven't got an approach for 29er, so I can't see where the runway is. But oh well. Oh, we've got some clouds here. Now, because we're VFR, we're meant to stay away from clouds, but they're not that thick, so I'm okay. I can still see through them. That's one thing Active Sky does as opposed to this VFR flying. If on one day it's too cloudy, I will just have to disable Active Sky because you can't do VFR flying in clouds. Saying that this thing does have IFR capabilities, so I might just use that instead and plan an IFR flight for us. I don't know. Well, we could probably still plan a VFR flight and then just use GPS. It's probably what I'd do. So that's 04 and 0, like left and right. Whoa, this thing's being chucked around a bit. You can see from our vertical speed indicator, everything's going a bit messed up. Just update our altimeter there. Right, let's go ahead and disable the autopilot. To head down to our runway. Well, this thing's slowing down. I can tell from the camera movement. The camera movement just suddenly changed, like, whoa. Maybe descending a bit quick, actually. Let's push it back a little bit. So I'm pretty sure this is runway 29 now, you can see. Well, maybe you can't see it. Don't know. And we should get some planes on the ground in Honolulu. You know, all the Hawaiian Airlines fleet and maybe some of the American planes that I've got installed, hopefully. Because I've definitely got things like Delta Airlines and that are all installed as far as I'm aware. So, right, let's turn round to the right. Yeah, this is 29er, looking at the heading on the GPS. Got a pretty good approach going here, so not bad. Go back on the power a little bit. Trying to get us down. Altimeter change. The altimeter does change all the time, actually. The weather's updating every 5 minutes as it is. Right, and here we are approaching the runway of, I've forgotten totally the Hawaiian pronunciation. Kalaloa, was it? Kalaloa? I don't know. I'm so bad at Hawaiian pronunciations. Useless. Totally useless at them. It's actually a fairly big airport. I don't know why it's got 3 runways. It doesn't look like... I mean, if Gatwick can manage on one runway, I'm sure this airport could. But oh well. Right, we're coming up on the... Did I actually put the gear down? I did, good. Because if I throttle down, it'll give me a gear up warning. Approaching runway 29er. I can feel the wind actually shaking this thing about a bit. Right, let's try and do a smooth one. Try and do a smooth landing. Come on! Oh, minus 214. Not bad. That's a pretty good landing for this little private plane of ours. Stop the clock there. About 8.5, 9 minutes again.
Mike Alpha Delta, turn next taxi.
Right, is that a taxiway or is that a runway? That's a runway. Although we might be able to vacate on it. They haven't said otherwise. Where's the next taxiway? Oh, the next taxiway is not for miles. We'll use the runway. Right, I'm not technically sure if they've allowed me to do this, but... Well, there you go, they're obviously accepting it. Right, flaps down to 0.
Going to 1, 2, 3.
Contact ground on a totally different... Right, taxi to parking. They've actually got gates here as well. It's a fairly big airport, this. But it doesn't really look like there's anything on the ground here. Right, I need to hold here while we wait for our instructions. Right, turn on progressive taxi. Where are we going? We are going that way. Okay. Oh, are these planes on the ground? They're vehicles. So we've got some vehicles on the ground. Just no planes. It's kind of nuts, really. It's a fairly large airport. But we've actually got nothing on the ground in terms of planes. I mean, I think there was like a download. There's an airline called AirTran. They've gone bust now, but there was an airline pack I could have installed for them to fly here. But sadly, World of AI have stopped like letting you download the pack for some reason. So that's why half these airports won't have much AI. Because Hawaii only really fly into the major airports. They don't fly into these little regional ones. But yeah, it's actually pretty quiet. Have we actually got any parking stands? We've got, well, 27 parking stands. This thing's actually fairly big. And it's got 8 gates. It's got heavy gates. It's got gates that are big enough for like actual heavy. So you could fly a 747 here. Well, the gate would have performance for 747. Don't know about the runway. It was a fairly long runway. Whether it's 747 friendly long, I don't really know. Taxiing a bit quickly here, 30 knots. Maybe you could have slowed it down a bit. But okay, we're alright. And after this, it's like a 10-mile hop to Honolulu. It's really short. Right, let's slow it down, turn to the left. It's three legs next stream as well. For the first sort of, for most of this tour, it's 3 legs per stream, and then it starts to get to two legs per stream a bit later on. So we've been assigned this parking stand here, and despite all the space for general aviation, there's not a single private plane on this island. It's kind of nuts, really. I don't know why this airport is so big and so empty. In fact, there's not a single AI. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Am I being really stupid? Yeah. Oh, great. That's why there was nothing on the ground at Honolulu. Oh, I can't believe that. Yeah, I've just realised I forgot to turn AI on. That's why. I've totally forgotten to turn it on. Oh, that is so stupid. Okay, we'll deal with that one, I guess. Yeah. Well, there we go. That's that realised. Right, let's stop recording first. Oh, I can't believe that. We totally forgot to turn on AI. That's just, oh. That explains it. That explains why it was so quiet. Right, let's turn them on. And there might be some aircraft here now. No, still no aircraft. There are some in the area, though. So there's still some aircraft in the area, just none here, sadly. Oh well. Right, next flight, I guess. So, turn that on. No, wait, no. Taxis for takeoff, number 4. So, start Flying Club flight. This is the next one now I'm talking about. Flying from PHJR down to PH. I'm glad we got to find out that thing, though, like, before we flew into Honolulu. PHNL, because Honolulu's actually got some, like, nice air traffic. Right, so PHJR to PHNL, Honolulu International Airport. That 3,000. Let's go 4,000. I'm happy with that. Cool. Flight plans. Hawaii. Save that in there. Great. And let's get up our overlay. And there it is, plugged into our overlay. Cool. 4,000 feet will set, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Everything's ready to go, so we'll just start at the engines again. We'll reset our QNH. 29 and 907. I think it reset when I loaded back into the game, actually. Did it reset our fuel doing that? No. Right, taxi 3.
Point round, Beach, Oscar, Echo, Mike, Alpha Delta, with November. Request taxi to the active, straight out departure. Beach, Oscar, Echo, Mike,
Runway
Alpha
4
Delta,
left has
taxi
been
to
given, so we'll
runway 4
take
left,
full advantage of that.
Papa, Kilo, contact tower on
Onwards
132.6 when ready.
to the last flight of the
Beach,
stream.
Alpha Delta,
Wait,
hold position, caution other traffic.
what other traffic? There's nothing here. Okay,
Hold short, runway
I'm actually
4
wondering, as far as I'm aware, there was no traffic.
Beach, Mike, Alpha Delta.
What other traffic are they talking about? Okay. I'm not joking, I don't see any aircraft. Do I have to zoom in? Is this being bugged? What other aircraft? Where? There's nothing on the ground here. I'm suspicious that this is slightly glitched. I'm all the way zoomed in and I don't see any air traffic. okay. Maybe because we didn't confirm the taxi instructions, it just sort of timed out, because we never actually said, we never agreed to them, to holding for other traffic. But even, I don't know why they asked us in the first place. I mean, what other traffic? That's what I'm curious about. Where was this other traffic that we need to be aware of? I bet it'll just come flying out at me now and I'll be like, oh, other traffic. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, by other traffic, did they happen to mean that baggage cart? Or whatever it is that's now coming towards us? Oh, I thought they meant a plane. I didn't know they meant that. In fact, that isn't even moving, though. I'm looking at it now. It's not actually moving, so... Although it doesn't appear to be moving, look. Is its shadow getting any closer to that line there? Nope, it isn't. Okay. That's really strange. So something a bit odd has happened here. Because that thing's not moving. So, you know, it would have been a bit odd for me to wait for it to come past if it wasn't doing that. Maybe they've told it to caution me. Who knows? Who knows? Well, whatever it's doing, it's not moving, so it wouldn't really make any difference what ATC told me. And there's nothing on the ground here still, in terms of planes. Despite all the many business jets in the area. Yeah, this is slightly odd. I mean, this thing's not moving. I'll just steer slightly to the right. I'll set flaps 1 as well. That's not moving, is it? Oh! Oh, it was waiting for me. Oh, yeah, so maybe I should have waited for it. Oh, yeah, now they're telling me to continue taxi. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, maybe it was that they wanted me to wait for some strange reason, despite the fact that this thing can just easily... I mean, really, that truck could easily steer away from this plane. This plane does not take up the whole taxiway. It is a teeny little band 58. If I was in an A320 with tons of jet stream coming out the back, fair enough. However, that's not the case. So, whatever. Right, we'll set the altimeter, which is fine as it is. That was probably really weird, actually. That's not normal at all, but oh well. And there's no planes on the ground here. Absolutely nothing. Tune tower. Because we're basically approaching tower now anyway, so slow ourselves down. I hope you guys are liking the overlays. Obviously now I've changed them slightly, so they're a bit more... They update, you know, all the time. Constantly, right.
Kalealoa Tower, beach.
Kalealoa, that's what it's called.
Ready at runway 4 left, straight out departure.
Very cliff takeoff. So let's get ourselves underway here today. From I don't know. Even despite the fact that I've heard it pronounced a number of times, I still can't pronounce it. Kalealoa. Kalealoa? I don't know. It's Kalealoa. I think so. Right, full power. Start the clock. I bet, like, if there's anybody who understands, like, how to pronounce Hawaiian that ever watches this, I'm sorry. This is like, it's an absolute mess, me trying to pronounce Hawaiian names. Right, 100 knots. Let's get ourselves off the ground. Gears going up. It's basically a straight path now onwards here to Honolulu. I can actually see the lights of the runway. It's a 9-mile trip. Right, flaps set to 0. You know what, let's just go up to 3,000 feet. It's such a short flight. Who cares? It's just a crazy short flight, so it doesn't really matter what we do. And we'll instantly end up requesting to land from, you know, from Honolulu Tower. Right, this thing's going to try and pitch itself up now. Well, it's struggling to do it properly. Turbulence definitely doesn't help this. Right, that's Honolulu. What runway do they want us going into? I'm going to try and get them to give me this runway here.
You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Please give me this one, Honolulu. I'm really asking them to give me this runway here.
Honolulu Tower, beach.
I'd rather not have that one on the right. I'd rather not be vectored halfway around the airport either. Yes, runway 4 left. Oh, great. That's such a stupid flight. Why did I ever employ autopilot for that flight? In fact, we could have actually just kept the gear up. We just took off, and we're already on final. Do you understand how odd this flight is? I've never had a flight like that, where I take off, and then I'm instantly on final. It's quite strange to have that, really. Instantly to be on final. It took longer to taxi than it did to do the flight. That's never happened before.
Honolulu Tower, Hawaiian 10 heavy at runway 4.
Heavy, all got a nice heavy aircraft. I'm guessing they won't let that take off. Oh, wow, someone's already on the runway. Traffic is Boeing on the runway. Okay, so it's actually fairly busy here then. I didn't know Hawaiian had many heavy aircraft. Thinking that they must do. Actually, don't they have like A330s or something? I don't know, we'll wait and see. We'll get to see it now when we land. What their heavy aircraft is. I'm not sure what the Boeing is. It's on the runway. Oh, a little bit of lag there coming in. Because obviously we're approaching 4 left too. So hopefully that Boeing can get off the runway. Hopefully it's taking off and not landing. Otherwise that could cause us some problems. I'd rather not have to go around. You know, this is like that one flight that's like stupidly short. I'd rather not spoil it. Yeah, it's taking off. Hawaiian 509er contact departure. So it's cool. Right, I'm guessing they're not going to let that other Hawaiian take off now, since we're basically on final. Well, we're on short final actually. So, well, I don't see that Hawaiian that's meant to be going on the runway. 4 left. This is 4 left, right? Oh no. This is runway 8. I thought this was 4 left because I took off from 4 left, and this was the same thing. Oh, I feel so stupid now. I've just landed on the wrong runway. Wow. I've just landed. So why didn't they let that Hawaiian go then? That's what confused me really badly. There's the Hawaiian, the heavy Hawaiian, on 4 left. Oh, I feel so stupid. I landed on totally the wrong runway. Great. Honestly, that's just like, oh great. I feel so stupid. So you've got this Hawaiian over here, and this Hawaiian here. Stop the clock, 4.5 minutes. Not bad. Oh, I can't believe that. So it's actually quite busy on the ground here. All the various planes in the area. Mostly just Hawaiian. Can't believe we just landed on the wrong runway. Oh dear. That's why I might need that, like, was it like RAAS professional? Calls out the runways for you when you're approaching them. Maybe I could do with that. Well, I think about it, I probably should have just checked the heading on the GPS. That's really strange though, because I took off and then barely turned. So how I went from a heading of 040 to a heading of 080, which is quite a large gap, I don't know. It's not normal. So we're taxiing up to the gate now. That plane's just been sitting there the whole time. I don't know what it's doing. It's just sitting there. Oh, it might get some general aviation There's very little on the ground here, actually. There's a couple of Hawaiian planes. I'd expect a bit more, really, so I don't really know what's going on there. Does anyone know what that plane's doing? Just sitting there casually? Who knows? Oh, do we have to cross the runway to get to the GA parking? I do, it's there. I can see all the planes parked, so it would have benefited us now then to take the other runway. There's a dog being pesky, by the way. Came into my room and then now it's barking. Oh, there you go, that thing started moving. That plane. Pesky dogs. Everyone loves a dog. I do anyway. Alright, let's cross these two runways. With this other Hawaiian in the background. Not sure what plane it is. It's some sort of Hawaiian plane. Looks to be heavy. Alright, let's cross. Hang on a minute, 8 left. Isn't that the runway I already vacated off? Or whatever. So we have some Boeing business jets. 4 of them, in fact. That's pretty cool. Obviously, there's lots of rich people then. You know, Boeing business jets don't come cheap. Obviously. Pass the this is 4 left. We should have landed on this runway here. Oh, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Can't believe that. Can't believe it. Oh, stop! I was taxiing a bit too quickly then. Right, let's push back ourselves a little bit. Looks like there's a GA aircraft departing. Hawaiian, oh, that's taxiing. So it's actually fairly busy here. I think it's a GA departing. Oh, come on. Are you joking me, game? Really, game? Alright, I'd like to know, are we continuing taxi or are we holding? Which one? Right, let's just get off the runway as quickly as possible. Stupid. These ATC are so dumb. They're like, you can go now, and they're like, nope, you can't go anymore. And they're like, yes, you can go now. No, you can't go. It's like, oh, come on. Tell me, am I allowed to take off or not? No, not take off, cross the runway. Like, it's just common sense that this game obviously doesn't have. It's so simple. Right, we should get that plane taken off quite close to us. Can't believe that. It's like, how many instructions you need to give me that are wrong? This taxi's we spent actually ages taxiing on this flight. Like, all in all, from, you know, arrival and departure combined. Right, I'm pretty sure that's a GA aircraft taking off. Cool looking plane. Gotta say that. There it goes. So despite the rubbish ATC instructions, we make it here without being, you know, like, collected by another plane, taking off. So despite this being, like, one of the shortest flights, it's actually taken the longest. There's been lots of planes, actually, here, like, departing. There's a lot of GA on the ground here. It's nice for it to be busy. I've done all this in outside cam as well, that's not normal either. Right, park it up here. And get all this off. Hello and welcome everybody to Honolulu. Lots of stuff in the air, right? Stop recording on that now. Lots of planes in the area. Got a Gulfstream here taking off. Lots of private jets. So, you know, conclusion, there's obviously lots of rich people in this area. of the world, or at least according to this there are. 767s, is that what they were, those departing planes? All of them? Every single one of them was a 767, really? Not so sure about that one. I'm surprised there's nothing else but Hawaiian jets here. Anyway, that doesn't really matter, does it? Cross off Skytrack and all that now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again. I will see you in the next stream tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m, taking a Ryanair 737-800 from Brussels down to Krakow in Poland, about 650 miles, something along those lines, obviously with Active Sky. Active Sky has played a pretty good part, although it doesn't really feel much different to the default weather system, obviously, because the weather over here in Hawaii is absolutely lovely. I mean, right now, it is 22 degrees in Honolulu. Oh, that's nice and warm. Obviously, that would be nice right now, but sadly, no. We are, somewhere very cold. So, oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.